Hello everyone, thanks for joining us here at Modern Music Studio. Today we're going to be discussing how to improve your online learning experience. There are lots of small things you can do that will stack up and make a huge difference throughout the semester. I've had a lot of parents say that they're worried about this being a throwaway semester or their kid even falling behind. I'm not going to let that happen. You're not going to let that happen. It's easy to improve your setup in a way to really make a substantial difference. Both in April and now as school's getting started again, I've interviewed about 40 to 50 students, asked what's going well, what's not going well, what they like, and what is just downright annoying. And from that, I've kind of sculpted together this class that we're going to do now and run through several things that'll make a huge difference at your house. Probably the number one thing you can do to improve your home setup is to hardwire into your Ethernet. It can make, depending on which source you look at, 10 times an improvement on your speed or 60% increase in quality. I don't know which number is right, but I can tell you from experience, substantial difference, noticeable on the first time for both you and the people on the other side of your connection. Ethernet cables are cheap. You can have it wired into the wall, or at worst, you can throw it down on the floor just for the classes for the day and get through at a higher quality. If that's just not possible, they make extenders of different types. This one, pretty small, very affordable, probably about $40. This one, which is going to cover a greater range at a higher power, comes in more like $100. Doesn't matter which you do, but they'll all make a huge difference. There are lots of small accessories you can add to your setup to make a huge difference, regardless of whether you're using a PC or a Mac, a tablet, or even your phone. Things like a stand will make a dynamic difference by getting your computer up to eye level and then giving you the control whether to focus with the person here or to bring it down and let them see something you're working on. The same thing is going to go with your iPad, and to have that extra movement really does add some functionality, so much so that I guarantee you'll fall in love with this type of stand so much you'll use it on your own even when you're not in an online learning class. Same thing goes for any phone. These stands, they're just fantastic for what they do as far as relaxing and getting into the mode of doing things. So that goes for regardless of whether you have just one stand or multiple. Having two screens makes a huge difference. That way you can keep your focus here, never lose the attention of the other person or your own focus, and you can quickly jump over here and grab a document or go to a web page. Same thing goes with the phone, having it here. If an emergency text comes in, you can reach right over and grab that, whether it's mom or dad wanting you to take something out of the freezer or just wanting a solid recommendation on a spice here or there. Next step, let's improve your audio. The easiest thing to do is add a microphone to your mix. This can be done with something you already have or by simple, affordable step-ups along the way. Whether a Bluetooth headset or a set of earbuds, they can be wired into your mix separate from the audio of the other person. And what that does is prevents a feedback loop where it comes out of the speaker, into the microphone, back into the speaker, into the microphone, until it either feeds back or just doesn't sound very good. When it's set up like this, you're competing with the speaker for clarity and for volume. It's a really easy thing to avoid. Even a gaming headset gets the job done. Now, if you are interested, a microphone like this runs about $30. It gives you a mute, it gives you the ability to angle it towards you, and it gets great sound. If you're really into audio or you want a little more control, going all the way up to a $100 microphone is going to give you a lot more options and, again, better sound, both with the ability to aim it and customize the volume, but also to put it in the middle and record two people having a conversation. It really does add some functionality and a little bit of an improvement in audio as well. The highest tier is going to be to get a full-on wireless transmitter. This is a body pack unit where you would run a lapel onto your shirt. That way you can walk around the room, you lose no mobility, there are no dips in sound quality. It'll stay steady all throughout the day. You don't ever have to think about it. They are fantastic. The next thing we can do to improve your sound quality is to add an audio interface, also known as an external sound card. About a decade or two ago, these were actually included inside your computer. But as computers have shrunk in size and weight, this is something that's been pushed to an external unit. What this does is it gives you the ability to add microphones to multiple inputs, things like microphones or iPads, iPods, all kinds of external sources. You can control the amount of input, the amount that it sends to the other person, and also the amount that you're hearing in your headphones. It also gives you the ability to record. So now you're really doing something. If you have a GarageBand-like software, you can record your classes. You can really honestly record anything. The next step past that, or kind of alongside, in addition, instead of, you could use it multiple ways, would be a mixer. And what this is going to give you is just more control on each channel. If this is your microphone, you can control how bassy it is, how trebly. You can control how much goes to the earphones, how much goes to the other person. And then you're able to mix them all together and create a last kind of the blend that you prefer. And that can be exactly what the other person hears, just studio perfect sound that you've customized by using a mixer. So last but not least, let's talk about lighting and alliteration. Makes a huge difference if you put just a little bit of light on you and the things that you're working with. The person on the other side is going to be a lot more convinced of what you're doing and give you more attention. You're going to feel more confident, and the overall product of what you put out there is definitely going to increase. I like to think of it like this, is that I've seen many YouTube videos where the person hosting the video looks like they're sitting in the dark. Their face is mostly concealed, and you really have to focus in to see their mouth when they're talking. What that does is it decreases how you as the audience feel about that video. You're less convinced, it's less believable, and you're going to give it less love as a result. So it's really easy to improve your lighting game. There are a couple things that you can do that will make a huge difference. So first off, they sell little broadcaster kits, and these are going to give you the ability to position it just about anywhere, and you just watch your screen as you go until you find that spot. The next step up, which something like this is probably $30. The next step up, going to around $55, $60 plus the stand, is a light like this. You're going to get more light so you can position it further away from you, but also you can control the amount of how bright it is and also how white versus how warm of a color. And so that way you can match your skin tone and get a really natural, friendly looking vibe about your scene. The next step up is going to be a desk mounted light like this one. All of it is controllable by your smartphone, both the warmth and the brightness. It can be the furthest from you because it produces the highest quality light at the greatest intensity, and it just looks fantastic. All of these will make a huge difference. They don't take up a ton of room, they're not that expensive, and I highly recommend you get a new light to add to your setup. Down in the description, we've got a link to each of these items, and what we did is we broke them into tiers with a solid entry level, industry standard level, and top shelf. That way you can pick and choose which items fit your budget and or fit your overall goal for what you want to achieve this semester, and then obviously you'll have this equipment well beyond this year. If the choice is having a throwaway semester and having to repeat it again with your child, or doing the work now, spending a little bit of money and having a great successful year, I think that decision is obvious. We know for a fact that if you do these things, any mix of these things, you're going to have a great school year. Thanks a lot, and come back and see us at Modern Music Studio.